What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Um, so if you want to follow me on social media, my Instagram and my Twitter, I will have that information down in the description box. So you can go down there and check that out. Definitely follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. So getting into this episode of GH, finally, for once. For once in her life, Carly finally listened. Thank you, Carly. It's about damn time. I mean, y'all sit here and pay Diane all this money to keep you out of the penitentiary, and yet you never listen to her when she gives you sage advice. So for once, Carly listened. Just stick to your original story. That's all you have to do to keep yourself out of trouble. I'm glad she listened to Carly. I mean, I'm glad Carly listened to Diane and Jax. You know, thank God. I had no doubt about Jax. I had no doubts whatsoever Jax was going to listen. I'm going to need for Alexis to get her law license back like ASAP because even without a law license, Alexis is still kicking ass in the courtroom without actually being in the courtroom. Because she basically told Jax the same thing Diane told Carly, stick to your story and you'll be good. Because at the end of the day, Nina has no proof. She has literally no proof of any of the accusations that she made. All she has is hearsay. Oh, I heard them talking. I heard them talking is not going to play out in court. That's not good enough for a judge. It's not good enough for a jury. It's not going to get you the results that you want. You have to have actual factual proof, a recording, something, a written statement with their handwriting, something, a real eyeball witness. Like you're going to have something to back up what you allegedly heard. Otherwise, it's alleged. Um, you sitting here saying, "Well, I was at the door and I heard." That's not good enough in the eyes of the law. That's not going to cut it. You need more than that. And I'm glad Alexis basically told Jax, do not throw yourself under the bus just to get back in Nina's good graces. Don't do it because even if you don't go down, because obviously Nell's death was not a murder. It wasn't a homicide, but him and Carly are definitely facing charges. They could face charges um, for lying because that's obstruction of justice. So you definitely can go down for lying on an official statement. Um, that's why it was imperative for them to keep to their story. And I'm glad Alexis told him that. Like, do not sink yourself just to, get Nina back, just to get her back and have her happy and whatnot. That's not going to solve your problem. Don't do it. So the federal agent basically questioned Carly again. Carly kept to her statement, then brought in Jax. Jax kept to the original statement. So he basically was like, okay, well, we're going to keep the case closed. And, pending new evidence or whatever, any new evidence that shall come to light, this case will remain closed. I said, thank you. Like, granted, I'm not mad at Nina for wanting some type of revenge, but this ain't the way to go about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the way. Because I agree with Nina. Carly has gotten away with way too much over the years. Way too much. And she does deserve some type of, beat down or something, some type of justice. But, I mean, in this case, I don't see it. I have to be honest. Speaking of Nina, Maxie of all people actually spoke some sense into Nina. Thank God for Maxie. Usually Maxie has been getting on my nerves lately with this old Peter nonsense, but in her scenes with Nina, she has definitely shined. She was shining today. Maxie got back on my good side today, and I love it. Welcome back to the team, Maxie, for the most part, for the moment. She basically, told Nina, like, at the end of the day, you have to realize that Nell made Carly and Michael's life a living hell these last few years, which she has. She's made their life miserable. And all for what? And then here go Nina playing the crying game yet again. Well, she grew up rough. And here go Maxie. And I love Maxie for this because you know what? Maxie didn't fall for that okey doke. Maxie said, okay, she grew up rough. There's plenty of people in the world who had a rough upbringing, but still turned out to be good people. I said, thank you, Maxie. A freaking man. Thank you. I'm glad somebody said it loud for Nina. Usually you got to say it loud for the person in the back, but when Nina's standing up in your face, you got to say it doubly loud. Thank you. Because she needed to hear that. Like, at the end of the day, it don't matter what rough upbringing you had. Hell, a lot of people got it rough. They ain't running around making everybody's life a living hell just because they grew up rough. They not out here trying to murder people and, you know, get them locked up and all type of foolishness. They not doing all of that. Because Nina likes to play that game. Well, maybe if I would have been there, and it wouldn't have made probably no difference. That's speculation. That's not factual. That girl clearly had mental health issues. She had something wrong with her. It was something in her that made her want to do bad. That's not on Nina. That's not on anybody but Nell. Nell, as a grown ass person, has to take responsibility for that. That's something she gonna have to work out on the other side. Because, you know, at the end of the day, that was on her. Nina could sit there and mope, sob, sab, whatever. It's not on you. That's on Nell. And I'm glad Maxie spoke the truth to her. And finally got through to Nina. And Nina finally quickly realized, like, damn, what the hell have I done, you know? Like, I'm about to send Carly and Jax to prison, and, you know, what about Jocelyn? What about Donna? I'm like, exactly. Think about the kids. You know, you take them away from their kids, then what? Especially with Sunny MIA, where the kids gonna go? I mean, there's a few places they can go, but still, it's like, come on. You want to take them away, take their parents away from them, all because of Nell? Seriously? Nina, let it go. Like I said, the only thing I feel like Nina has a right to be pissed about is the fact Carly and Jax kept that information from her. They kept the fact that that Nell was her daughter. That's the only thing I think she should be angry about. Anything else is just, no, you're losing me. You know what I mean? Let it go. Let it go, Nina. Damn. Move on with life. And I'm happy that, you know, Willow was there to talk to Michael and pretty much give Michael some advice and let him know, like, you know, maybe bringing Wiley around Nina would help bridge the gap. You know, letting her be a part of Wiley's life as a grandmother and stuff like that. Maybe that'll bridge the gap between Nina and Carly. You know what I mean? I agree with Willow. I totally agreed. I think that would be a good idea. And thank God Michael listened, and, you know, him and Willow brought Wiley over to Crimson so they could see Nina and stuff like that, and she can hang out with her grandson. My thing about Nina is she should have been did that. The moment she found out Nell was her daughter, her first stop should have been to Michael in the Quartermaine Mansion to make some time with her grandson. That should have been her first reaction, her first impulse. Instead, her first impulse was to get revenge. Like, that was stupid. Like, come on, you got a whole damn grandchild over here. Shouldn't you want to get to know him first? Oh, I'm not gonna make the same mistakes with Wiley and all that. But your first stop should have been to Wiley. Why wasn't it? Michael had to bring that boy over to her. I'm just saying. You know, hopefully this you know, this can stop this whole foolish let me get revenge crap. Hopefully, you know, this changes the course. So anyway, moving on from that, Anna finally realizes that Peter is not who she wanted him to be. You know what I mean? Because she feel like she failed Peter. I'm like, Anna, stop with the guilt trip. I'm tired of everybody guilt tripping over these kids who turned out to be dangerous and crazy. You did not fail that boy. Peter failed Peter. He's a grown ass man. He wanted to walk on the wild side, the dark side, and do all this craziness and all that stuff. He chose to do that. It don't matter who your parents are. That don't mean you got to act a fool killing people and trying to kill people and setting people up. That don't mean you have to do all that. He chose to do that. Anna was just a fool for trying to protect him knowing he wasn't shit. Anna knew he wasn't shit and you still try to protect him, so that's on you. And you know what? This is why Valentine is one of my favorites. Because Valentine knows a sinking ship when he sees one. Valentine know damn well, listen, they done tried to protect Peter all they could. And he's like, at this point, there's no protecting him. So I'm about to hop off this boat because this bitch is about to sink, and I'm not about to drown with it. I'm not mad at Valentine. Valentine ain't about to go down with that sinking ship, and I'm not mad at it. Do you? I would have been jumped off that boat a long time ago. But I mean, Valentine has some guilt too because he handed Peter over to Phazon. So he's been trying to protect Peter as much as he can because of that guilt. But Valentine ain't no fool. He knows at this point that secret is coming out one way or the damn other. It's coming out, and he knows it. So now Anna want to call Peter over to her house to talk or whatever. I'm like, Anna, there's nothing you can say to get through to that boy. He's gonna do what he do. Speaking of Peter, I really hope, because him and Finn were trying on their tuxedos and stuff, because apparently the wedding is a couple of days away, surprisingly. I thought this wedding was going to happen the 12th of never. Even though it still probably ain't going to happen more than likely. But my thing about Finn was, I hope he has the receipt for those tuxedos, because I have a feeling he's going to be wanting a refund when this is all said and done. So you might want to keep the receipt, Finn. I'm just saying. Because those tuxedos look very expensive, so I would keep the receipt, sir. Peter wants to sit there talking about, oh, you know, if I didn't find out Anna was my mother, I would have went down a dark path. I would have kept going down a dark path. When you found out that woman was your mama, you still went down a dark path. So, spare me that BS. And Peter was sitting there. He had the pieces of mail and stuff, and he had put the mail on the table. He didn't realize Alex's will was in that mail, was in that piece of mail. I'm like, I want to know what's in that will. But we just may find out, because that may be the smoking gun that Obrecht needs. Because Obrecht was at the new club with Britt or whatever. And mind you, I am loving that new club. I love it. I love the vibe of it. I don't know. I'm loving these new sets lately. I miss the old ones though, because that's history right there. You know, like Kelly's Diner, the Haunted Star. That's some rich history right there. But you know, I'm getting used to the new sets because it's modern and all that stuff. So I'm here for it. You know, you gotta change with the times, I guess. But Obrecht has a plan, because even Britt was trying to tell her. She was like, we're like days away from this wedding. If you're gonna take Peter down, you have to do it right now. Like, we got to do this now. So Obrecht knows that. So of course she made some phone calls and found out that Peter and Maxie were gonna be out for the night. So when they leave the house, she was like, I'm gonna hop on over to their apartment, break in, and you know, look around for whatever evidence I can find. And sure enough, she done broke into the damn apartment, and the camera was zooming in on that will. I'm like, Obrecht, find that will. Look through mail. Look through those pieces of mail, Obrecht. I need you to find that will ASAP. I need you. Because something in that will tells me that that's the smoking gun. Whatever Alex has in that will, it's going to reveal everything we need to reveal. I have that feeling. That's going to be the catalyst to taking his ass down. She needs to find that will. Obrecht, I need you. I need you to have sharp eyes, Obrecht. Look through every piece of paper you see. We need to know what's in that will ASAP. So anyway, moving on from that, I am super proud of Alexis. She told Finn that she has a new 24-hour sober chip, sober coin. I'm so proud of Alexis. She's been sober now for 24 hours. Alexis, I'm gonna need you to keep this going. She looks good too. She looked like she's starting to get back on track a little bit. You know, it's only been a day or so since she stopped drinking. So listen, I'm proud of her. I'm gonna need Alexis to keep this going, because I need her to remain sober and clean, get that law license back, and start kicking ass like I know that she can and she will. But overall, I enjoyed this episode. This was a really good episode. I think we're getting closer and closer to taking Peter down, and I'm here for it. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.